Okay, welcome friends. We're about to give you a brief overview of what to expect this coming week after Thanksgiving break for your literary analysis essay, talking about how your protagonist went through the hero's journey. So, primarily all of this is pretty much happening through Google Classroom. First thing you want to do is go to your Google Classroom. We have period 6 up here, ready to go. So the first thing you're going to notice is the assignment itself. There it is, literary analysis essay, the hero's journey. A little brief description of what you have to do with for it. And of course, to actually start working on your assignment, you're going to be clicking on it and then create new document. That'll create a new document that already self-titles it the correct title, and you'll be ready to rock and roll, and Google Classroom will store it there safely. So, the next thing that you probably want to do is, of course, learn how to format your document once you create your document. This video right here will tell you how to do that for the MLA format, which stands for Modern Language Association, by the way. It'll just tell you some of the quick things to do to set up your document properly, and you're going to use this kind of setup for all of your documents, including social studies essays as well. So, important information. I know this one's a little bit long. Notice that every video I post twice, one with a YouTube link and one as a Google Doc. YouTubes are probably a little bit more convenient for home. So next up, we have pretty much all the resources you will need for this entire essay. We're going to be using these throughout the week. And let's see, what do we have here? We have the rubric, which you do already have a paper copy, but we'll be getting to that in a second. Very important to check that. And here's what we're going to be doing on Monday. We're going to be actually working on the intro paragraph, which is the first of the 5 sections of your essay that you're going to do. This needs to be done by the end of class on Monday, so you really need to check out the video, either the YouTube version or the Google Drive version, for what to do for your intro paragraph. Now, essentially, the biggest thing that you need to figure out is your thesis for your intro paragraph. And your thesis is going to be kind of the big question that encompasses all of those 3 sub-questions. Those 3 sub-questions you were dealing with all of this week, finding quotes for. But those 3 sub-questions kind of can get all lumped in together to a single question. And that question is, how does your hero go through the hero's journey? So, your thesis is going to answer that question directly. We'll talk a little bit more about thesis statements when you get back to school on Monday. But in preparation for that, please watch the intro paragraph video. After you've watched that video, notice that there's a graphic organizer which pretty much sets up that paragraph for you again, reinforces the learning that you learned in the video, shows you the different parts. Now, once we get the intro taken care of, we now move on to body paragraphs. We don't have a video quite yet for body paragraphs. We do have a graphic organizer using something called the ACIT method. And then again, we'll show you how to set up your body paragraphs. You'll learn more about that on the Tuesday you get back. A couple other helpful links here. Here's how to properly cite your quotes that you're going to be putting in, and some also general information on MLA formatting. And next up we have your conclusion paragraph, which is going to be the last paragraph of your essay. We'll be talking about that a little towards the Wednesday, Thursday of the week you come back. And again, it's posted twice. And another graphical organizer for that as well. Final things to mention. You will be having a works cited page, but it will be for only one thing, pretty much. It'll be for the one book that you read. Now, the exception to this is if you take any quotes from any web pages, you will need to cite those as well using EasyBib. We do have a video that explains that as well, so you should be good to go for that. Final thoughts. Graphic organizers. Those are there for you to kind of realize what the structure is of those types of paragraphs. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. And I probably wouldn't type in them if I were you. I would keep typing on your regular document, but this just double checks and helps you figure out that you have all the necessary pieces of those paragraphs. So really important to check out. Let's see. Got that. I got the central question. One big question. So I've been telling you to get 2 quotes for each of your 3 sub-questions. But once you take a look at the rubric, you'll notice that there is a little freedom with how many quotes you need to include. So let's just quickly go down to the relevant section here. Here's our rubric. There's that schedule. Notice that the final draft is due Friday the 4th. Let's see. Here's the quotes part of the rubric here. Okay, the quote or quotes for each body paragraph are expertly chosen, brilliant, connect to, and illustrate the paragraph's purpose. Notice, it basically says that you need at least 1 quote for each of the 3 body paragraphs, but it doesn't say that you can't have more. As long as you have 1, you should be sufficiently able to meet the standard. Now, I had to choose 2 because you're always going to want to back up, and it probably would be useful to include 2 quotes per body paragraph. But it also says if you can do 3 properly, you can also do 3. So keep that in mind. So final thoughts. Now, each section, there's 5 sections of this essay. There's the introduction, there's 3 body parts to it, and there's the conclusion for a total of 5 parts. Now, each of those parts typically are 1 paragraph in length, but there's no hard and fast rule for that. So your introduction can be more than 1 paragraph. Your conclusion can be more than 1 paragraph. If you need more than 1 paragraph for one of your body parts, that's fine as well. But generally, you do want to keep that ratio of the same. So you don't want your conclusion paragraph to be 3 times as long as the rest of your essay. That'd be rather lopsided. Obviously, the body part of your essay is going to be the largest part of the entire thing. So hopefully you found good quotes, because your essay depends on those good quotes, and we'll be writing this essay this week. If you have any questions, ask them in class. However, be prepared to write in class. I'm not asking you to write at home. I'm asking you to write in class, and this is a summative assessment. Good job.